Hey everyone, Pop Daddy here, and it's another week in January, another week closer to the arrival of my baby, to me becoming a full-fledged daddy. And so just something to throw out there. And so first things first, give you a little baby update. Currently, baby is cooking at 31 weeks, which will put the baby at the size of an American football or a compy from Jurassic Park. Watch out for those. Hopefully, baby doesn't attack me like the compy did. Yeah. So this week, dragging a little bit more into pop culture wise, as opposed to dad stuff and pop reviews, as in soda pop. I don't call it soda pop. But one thing I wanted to do this video at the end of December, but with the release of Hawkeye, I thought I'd let that stew a little and let the dust settle and see what my thoughts are on both that and No Way Home, to give you a review of, or a ranking of the Marvel entertainment that was released last year in a 1 to 9, including the four movies and the 5 TV shows, and show you how they all rank in my personal opinion. So, this is my ranking. This is nothing official. This is just, where my opinion falls and my criticism of Marvel Entertainment in 2021, which it was a banner year because after taking 2020 off, they came back fighting. And like I said, 4 movies and 5 TV shows. It was the biggest year for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I'm here to give you a ranking of it, and let's dive right in. So, starting at number 9 is this was a highly anticipated movie for lots of people, but for some reason it didn't stick the landing for me, and that is Black Widow. This was not only my first movie, this was the first Marvel movie since in almost 2 years, since Spider-Man No Way Home's release in July of 2019. And this was also the first movie experience for me in over a year and a half. And it just didn't do it for me. I'm not really a fan of the Black Widow character. And it just rubbed me the wrong way. It made her seem like they were trying too hard to make her important when you already knew how she was. And for that, it just didn't stick with me. Like that, by the way, I'm going to get into a lot of spoiler territory with everything here, so, buckle up. Just with, the whole, other Black Widows, Taskmaster being more of a robot than a person that can identify everything, although I did like the change. And the RoboCop ending where they can't hurt the main bad guy, that, it just didn't work, and it didn't feel like a good movie overall. And I don't know, I'd give this one a pass. The only reason I saw it was out of obligation, because, hey, we've seen every other Marvel movie in the theater, why not see this one? And we did, and I just didn't care for it. And will I watch it again? Maybe, if I marathon, but it's gonna be a long marathon. But the bright parts of the movie were definitely Florence Pugh and David Harbour. They were the best parts, and I'm looking forward to seeing them more in the future, and maybe even later on this list. But yeah, Black Widow, number 9. Number 8. This one was quite a gamble for them, and some of it paid off and some of it didn't. But I'm, of course, talking about the Disney Plus series Marvel's What If. This takes a bunch of alternate universe ideas and shows you what it would be like if they happened in different realities and things like that. Like, you have what if Peggy Carter took the super soldier serum? What if T'Challa became Star-Lord? What if, zombies happened? What if Doctor Strange kept trying to go back in time to change the ways of the past? And some episodes are very well done, and some episodes, just like Black Widow, fall flat. The main promotion they had for this one was the Peggy Carter as Captain Carter. And I love, love, love Haley Atwell and Peggy Carter, but that episode just fell flat for me, and it felt like it was too fast-paced, too jokey, and that they were just trying to, like, you know, speed things up. And that one didn't work for me, but the next episode, which was T'Challa as Star-Lord, was probably the standout for me, because I loved that one. And on some episodes, they actually, like, you know, do get the actors. Like, this was Chadwick Boseman's last performance as T'Challa was on this show. And Josh Brolin was also in the same episode as Thanos. So that was all kinds of awesome. And there's also, like, Chris Hemsworth showed up as Thor and things like that. I may or may not give it a rewatch, but I will say the Zombies episode is probably going to be in my Halloween TV rotation come that time of year. And, you know, if you're going to check out an episode, check out that one. It's nice. Jeffrey Wright as the Watcher does an amazing job. And, you know, it was another season's coming, and hopefully, like, I'll definitely watch it, and I'm hoping it'll grow on me some more. Number 7. This one is a fairly new one. This one divided a lot of people. A lot of them called it the worst Marvel movie. I don't think so. Like I said, it wasn't the worst Marvel movie. It wasn't even the worst Marvel movie of 2021. And that is Eternals. This one, I liked it. It's a beautiful movie. And that's something I say a lot about it in defense of it. But you're bringing in 10 new characters. And, you know, they're trying something different. And it works. And it sets up future stuff, not even future Eternal sequels, but future other Marvel characters. Like, spoiler alert, Blade and Black Knight. But that's awesome. And, you know, each character has their own quirks. It felt like, even though there was too many cooks, so to say, most of them you got sort of an idea of how they were operating and how they were working. If you haven't checked it out, I'd say, you know, give it a watch. It's a long haul, though. But, you know, it's on Disney Plus. It is very beautiful. And, you know, you may enjoy it, you may not enjoy it, but you'll definitely enjoy the view. Number 6. This one and my number 5 choice kept switching back and forth. Because it's, from here on out, pretty much everything I discuss is going to be like, well, you should check this out. Well, there were some things, everything from here on out is going to be something that I enjoyed, that I would definitely say check it out. And that it came, a lot of these things, you know, there was a lot of flip-flop in here. But number 6 is Falcon and the Winter Soldier. These are two characters. Well, Bucky was introduced in the first Captain America movie and Falcon in the second one. And this story deals with Falcon, how he doesn't feel like he can stand up to the mantle of Captain America after he was given the shield at the end of Endgame. And Bucky stating that, you know, that shield's all he has left. Like, the only sign of the past he has left, like the shield is family or something. So Falcon turns over the shield to the Smithsonian. The government turns around and gives it to a new Captain America. And I gotta give it to the guy. He's a great actor because he's trying his best, but the fact that he's not Steve Rogers makes you immediately hate him. And the fact that he doesn't even try to be smug, because in one of the episodes he says he just wants to be the best Cap he can be. And seeing as both Sam and Bucky hate him, we hate him too. And it gets brutal in some cases. I would say this one would not be very good for kids. A lot of these aren't. I would say maybe What If would be the only thing so far that's sort of suitable for kids. But this one ranked it at 6 or 8 episodes. And, you know, it's a quite compelling story, and it showcases off Sam as the new Captain America at the end, and it made me look forward to the projects going forward, seeing how they're going to do this with him as Captain America. And check this one out. I'm definitely all for this ride. And I'm excited to see where it goes from here. Number 5. This one was based on a character I knew nothing about, and I ended up loving this movie a lot, and that is Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. The Ten Rings, of course, is the cult from the first Iron Man movie, and technically the third one also. And Shang-Chi is... his father's a crime lord who has these 10 rings. They're bracelets, pretty much. But he's used them for, like, a naturally long life. And he's like a kung fu master. Shang-Chi's a kung fu master. And for the first 2/3 or half of this movie, all the fighting is, like, pretty much that, like, close hand-to-hand combat, where if the punches stuck, they could actually hurt someone. And that's what I loved about this movie, because as opposed to Eternals, this was something different in a very entertaining way, where that was story-wise, this was like effects-wise and fighting-wise, where, he, like, all the fighting's like not close combat, but you can tell these people know what they're doing with the hand-to-hand combat. And unfortunately, the third act, it does get a little CGI heavy, but one part of the movie which I was dreading when it finally happened was, spoilers, like I said, was Trevor from Iron Man 3 pops back up, because if you'll recall, they had him being the leader of the Ten Rings in Iron Man 3, when it turns out Shang-Chi's dad is the leader of the Ten Rings in reality, so they captured him. You may have known that if you saw the short All Hail the King from the Thor the Dark World DVD. Anyway, getting back to it, I was afraid he was going to be a necessary comic relief, but he wasn't too bad. And, Ben Kingsley is always great to see on screen, and he got some genuine laughs out of me, which I was afraid that he would just be cheesy laughs, but they were genuine. But, fighting's good, everyone does a great job, and, there's some laughs here, and there's definitely some setting up in the future for other projects, so that's good. And I will definitely watch that one again. Number 4. We are over the halfway point, and so we will be starting off with the project that launched Phase 4 and all these Disney Plus Marvel shows, and that is WandaVision. This was spectacular, and going in blind was the way to go. They're doing their series as opposed to Netflix's series dump, where they're releasing one a week. And that's the way to do it, so you don't get spoiled, and there's no jerks online saying what happens, and you take it like you're watching a real show. What if we took all these shows and released them once a week? Oh, you got something there. That's the guys at the Marvel offices. This one, like I said, or like I didn't say, I actually have to re-record this because I ran out of memory. This was a perfect one to go in blind to, because it was one that, well, if you're watching this, you're not going to be going in blind. Where the basic plot is Wanda and Vision are married, and, every week the antics ensue, like, boss is coming over for dinner and stuff like that. Each week's like a different sitcom from a different decade, and they play each other off so well. Elizabeth Olsen is great. Paul Bettany is fantastic. He had been doing drama for so many years, I totally forgot how funny he was. A la A Knight's Tale. Catherine Hahn is in it. She's amazing as well. And, this introduces new characters like Photon and White Vision. Everyone in the show does great. Randall Park is returning as Jimmy Choo is great. And even, Kat Dennings, who, in my opinion, her Darcy character was one of the things that ruined Thor the Dark World for me. She's tolerable in this also, and she's not that bad. Maybe that movie was just bad. I don't know. But everyone does a great job. And, it's funny, and it's interesting, and the story is very well done. It's very story-driven. I would say definitely give this one a watch. And, definitely start it off. And this one is actually leading into the next Doctor Strange movie, which is maybe my most look forward to Marvel project of this year. So, check it out. WandaVision. Number 3. And if this is the part where if I had people that like to comment on this is where they would be rattling on their keyboard saying, oh, well, this should be higher. But I'm sorry, This is where it is, number 3. Don't change my mind, and that is Spider-Man: No Way Home. This was a great movie, a great comic book movie, an amazing Spider-Man movie, better than the Amazing Spider-Man movies. And this has been a movie that fans have been waiting for since maybe 2002. If you're a fan of the Tobey Spider-Mans, if you're a fan of the Andrew Spider-Mans, I'm not. If you're a fan of the current Spider-Man, this is the movie for you. You know, you got the Green Goblin, Dr. Octopus, Sandman, Lizard, Electro, and also and they all do an amazing job. They all play off each other very well. And then you also, spoilers, you get Tobey and Andrew in the third act. And it's not like a one-and-done cameo. They stick around for the long haul and the big battle. And although I wasn't a fan of his Amazing Spider-Man movies, Andrew Garfield does a great job in this. And, you know, I guess he's better when he's not just hating Mondays and wolfing down lasagna. Tom Holland, as always, is great as Spider-Man. As Tobey Maguire, it was great seeing them all together. And Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange is great as well. And this one, if you're a Spider-Man fan, totally check it out. Even though you have to watch like a million movies, though, to catch up to this point, this one is definitely worth the watch, and you should definitely check it out. And I probably spoiled most of it for you, and I'm sorry for that. But moving on, number 2. We start off with one of the weakest Avengers, trying to make it look like they were super, and we're near the top with one of the weakest Avengers, making it showing how human they really are, and that is Hawkeye. And in this one, Jeremy Renner comes back as Hawkeye, and he's on a quest, you know, get some evidence that could turn him in, or reveal who he was, and put him and his family in danger with the mob, and he does not need that getting out. So he comes back, he teams up with a college girl played by Haley Steinfeld, and, you know, they play, I want to say play off each other a lot, because they do play off each other very well. And, you know, whereas most of these require big CGI things, there's a lot more practical effects in this. There's CGI here and there, but, you know, the battles, the fighting, the car chases, it's all done very practically, and it turns out very, very well. Jeremy Renner is like showing as Hawkeye how human he really is. Whereas in Black Widow, they made her seem like she was like a superhuman. This one shows how like human he is, and how he bleeds when hit, and how, you know, after all those explosions, he's losing his hearing. And it is a great show, and it shows, like, you know, the realism and things like that. Plus, spoiler alert, Vincent D'Onofrio is back as Wilson Fisk, also known as Kingpin, and it was great to see him back. And hopefully he'll be back soon. They kind of leave that ambiguous. But also, other spoiler for Spider-Man, which I should have included. The night after the episode aired, with him in it, well, that showed that he was back, No Way Home came out. And in No Way Home, you get a cameo from Charlie Cox's Daredevil, or well as Matt Murdock. And so having those two back in the Marvel Universe to shake things up, I am eager to see where they go from here. And, you know, that being said, you know, speaking of things in the future, we lead to our number 1. That is Loki. From this year, this was, in my opinion, the best one of the year. Also, you're going to have to forgive me, I ran out of space again. So I'm going to rush through this one to make sure we get to it. Loki picks up right after Avengers or Avengers Endgame. And, you know, Tom Hiddleston gives it his all. Owen Wilson does a great job. The two play off each other amazing. It's a great time-jumping, traveling TV show, which, like everything Marvel that I've mentioned in passing the list, sets up stuff for the future. And that I am looking forward to. It sets up Kang the Conqueror, which is a great villain. And I'm excited to see what they do with him. But that being said, you know, I hope you enjoyed the list. Sorry, I went head first and everything. I had to re-record stuff some things 2 times. So, hopefully, you know, you guys enjoy it. Make sure to like and subscribe. The button should be up there and down there. Sorry for the quick Loki review, but, you know, I want to make sure I don't run out of space. Also, speaking of space, I should have plenty of space because I am moving from my phone camera to Got myself a GoPro, so, you know, not the newest model, but, you know, hopefully it'll, you know, help me out with what I need. And, you know, I'll be able to bring some great quality vids for you guys, and I'm looking forward to that. So, you know, check it out. Let me know what you think of all the Marvel stuff. And would you rank this list any differently? You know, in the comments, you know, share your rankings, share what you agree with, what you don't agree with, and, you know, I'll see you next time. And, you know, feel free to email me, tompopdaddycoombs@gmail.com, or subscribe to or follow me on Twitter at @thepopdaddy. And I have an Instagram now, _popdaddy. And hopefully, you know, you guys will see me soon. And like I said, we're 60, we're 40 away from 100. Gonna get that custom URL, and things will be groovy. And I once again thank you guys, and I will see you soon. Peace.